Well, hello and welcome back to Flute Bootcamp. In this lesson, we're going to learn where to put our fingers on the keys of our flute, and we're also going to learn how to play a new note. Okay, so let's go ahead and start by assembling our flute. Head joint, body, just like before. Gently twist. Foot joint, like so. And check for alignment, just like before. Okay, now this part it can be a little bit tricky at first, so we're going to go pretty slow and make sure we understand exactly where to put all of our fingers. Okay, so we're going to start with the left hand, which is going to go. If you hold the flute vertically with the head joint at the top, the left hand's going to go on top. It's going to be higher than the right hand. So you have all of your keys on top here. On the back, you have some thumb keys. So you're going to see a little thumb key and then kind of a wider one back here. So locate those two thumb keys, and you're going to place your left thumb on the wider one. Okay, now your left hand is going to rotate so that your palm is facing towards your body. So if you just hold the flute in your right hand, kind of hold it out to the side like so, and left hand rotate so your palm is facing towards you, and then bring your thumb and find that thumb key back here. Okay, so we don't want our left hand facing away from us, we want it facing towards us. Okay, so that's your left thumb key right there. We're going to start with that wide one. Now on the front of your instrument, we're going to figure out where to put our left fingers. So from the top, starting with this first key right here, we're going to skip that key. We're not going to touch that key. That key is automatically operated. You don't need to worry about it. So we're going to go to the second key and place our first finger on the second key. Then we're going to skip the next key and we're going to place our second finger on the fourth key. This is the trickiest part to remember here at first. So make sure you're paying close attention to where these first fingers go. Again, you're going to skip the first one, place your index finger on the second one. Skip the third one, place your middle finger on the fourth key. And finally, your ring finger on the next key. So take a good look at my left hand position and make sure yours looks just like mine. Okay. Now, let's practice redoing that a few times. Okay, so just take your hand off and put it back on. All right, and just practice that a few times till you get used to feeling where those fingers go, and they kind of naturally start to go to their appropriate keys. Okay? All right, next we're going to figure out where to put the right hand. So for the right hand, it is going to face away from you. So you remember your left hand, your palm face towards your body. Your right palm is going to face away from your body. So they're going to be opposite, like so. So your right hand, make sure your palm's facing away, and then we're going to start with our little finger for the right hand, and your little finger is going to go on this little key that's the first key on the foot joint. The very first key on the foot joint, or the key that's closest to the body. So little finger goes there, and then we're just going to fill in the next three keys with our next three fingers. Now these little keys right here, in between the round ones, those are called trill keys. And we're not going to use those just yet, but this second trill key, so from the end of the body, going up, the second trill key, that's where your thumb is going to go underneath. So thumb underneath that second trill key, and then little finger, ring, middle, index. And that's your right hand, okay? So take that off, put it back on, and just get used to that. Do that a few times as well. Okay, next we're going to try to do both hands. So go ahead and place your flute down, kind of relax your fingers a little bit, and then go ahead and pick it up and find your finger position. Remember thumb here. And put it down and pick it up. Okay, so just practice that a few times until you really get used to where your fingers go and they can get to their appropriate key relatively easily, and you kind of know how that feels, okay? So that can be a little bit tricky at first to figure out where all the fingers go, but just keep working on it and you'll get it. Okay, once you got that down, we're ready to play a new note. Okay, but before we do that, let's just practice. Let's go ahead and press the keys, close all the keys, and then relax them or release them. So close the keys, press the keys, and then open them. Press, and then open. Okay? All right, now let's go ahead and keep the keys open. And we're going to use 3 keys for this new note. Okay, so we're going to use the left-hand thumb key, the left-hand index finger, and the right-hand little finger. So that's 3 fingers for this note. Okay, again, left thumb, left index, and right little finger. And those 3 keys will make the note called B. Okay, this note is called B. All right, let's go ahead and play the B just like before when we did the C sharp, only now holding those 3 keys down. So we'll bring the head joint up into position, we'll breathe, we'll say we, 2, breathe out, play, and here we go. Breathe in. All right, so hopefully your B sounded the same as my B. If you were having difficulty getting the tone to sound, remember back in the lesson where we just did the head joint, those alignment things, right? So we don't want it to be angled super far one way or the other, or this way or this way. We want that tone hole to be centered. Okay, now that you have your hands out to the side, it's going to be a little bit more difficult to get that tone hole centered. Okay. You might find it helpful to use a mirror so you can see yourself when you play, and that's going to make it a little bit easier for you. If the sound that you got was really high pitched, just kind of relax and slow down your airstream. Okay, let's go ahead and play that B one more time. So remember, left thumb, left index finger, right little finger. And let's play B. All right, great job. Keep practicing that B, and I will see you in the next lesson.